My girlfriend was a manager in a company that was recruiting engineers to companies like NASA or Boeing. And according to their research, there is one trivial thing that majority of candidates don't do, and it is holding them back from getting their dream job tremendously. I'm Patrick and I've been working as a software engineer for 9 years. Throughout my career, my goal was to double my income each year. Recently, I gathered all the essentials that I found during my programming journey, and I help others to do it in 90 days. If you want to know more about my program, you can find the link in the description. But in this video, I will tell you why research is so goddamn important when it comes to interviews and how to do it like a spy to the point that you will know more or less what you will be asked about on an interview. Many people often don't even check a job description, or they don't go to social media of the companies that they are being interviewed for. And I could quote now lots of famous people like Eisenhower after D-Day saying plans were nothing, planning was everything. I've also heard a cool anecdote about some general. Once messenger panically entered his chamber screaming, "Sir, we are under attack." General looked at him and said, "Second cabinet, second drawer, there is a war protocol, just follow it," and got back to sleep like nothing happened. It is just to highlight the importance of good preparation. The same like at war, the same like in boxing, here you also firstly have to know your opponent before getting to ring with them. And a boxing fight, it's a perfect comparison, because once you have a fight in 3 days, a week, 2 weeks, there is not much time to work on your overall technique, endurance, and generally foundations as a boxer. And here it is the same. You will not change anything related to your overall employability, like you will not learn hundreds of algorithms in a week. You will not build impressive portfolio. You will not build impressive LinkedIn with lots of testimonials and so on. But you can learn a lot and improve a lot in terms of that one particular fight. There is plenty of time to analyze your opponent, find his vulnerabilities, and for example, polish 1 or 2 combinations. And if you will be lucky enough or skilled enough, those 2 actions might decide about knocking him out and succeeding in the end. And lots of people think that if it's only a week, 3 days, it's tomorrow, there is no sense in doing anything about it, because we will not learn anything over such short time anyway. And paradoxically, it is the best time, especially for rehearsals and preparing for this particular interview, because as the curve of forgetting of Ebbinghaus says, this is the time that you will not forget anything for sure. Once you learn something 24 hours before, you learn it well, then within those 24 hours, at least 80% of what you learn, you will remember for sure. If you are reading just before the interview about the company, about some technologies that they are using, you are doing like last weeks, then for sure you will not forget it until the interview. That's why the day before interview, paradoxically, it is the best time for those particular things, like related to this company, to their particular technologies that are extraordinary, and so on. And why is that important? Because very often, especially when applying to startups and smaller companies, they will be using some extraordinary technology, some library in their project that sometimes they don't even expect that somebody knows about. And they will ask you just out of curiosity if you've ever heard about it. And imagine what a turning point in that interview process, considering other candidates. Let's say they have 20 and 3 of them, their strength is on the same level, you know. They're considering 3 last candidates. And one of them on this question says, "Yes, I've heard about this technology. I watched a tutorial because I was interested in that. I know how it works," and so on. And the others say just, no clue, no idea. I have never heard about it. And how much does it take to spend an hour to read like introduction in the documentation or watch some video tutorials on YouTube? Not much, and it can be a turning point, as I said in that interview. And the thing is that for such things, you have to know about it. And where you will find information about it? You will find it often, not always. For example, on their website. When you will go to their website, sometimes companies have some kind of blog, sometimes they even have YouTube channels where they sell know-hows. They have LinkedIn, they have employees that are on LinkedIn, and they have job descriptions. It often happened to me, to my clients, to my friends, that just before the interview they checked this out, they found some particular library, they read about it, and employer was impressed that they even knew what it was. And below this video you will find a checklist, what you should check, what in terms of social media, whether they have, and so on. But also, what is very important, it is so-called culture fit. You know that companies can reject you. Mostly they, in the past, relied on your technical skills and wished for this to be the best, but it's changing. Nowadays, you know, technology goes forward, AI can do more and more, and they don't care as much. And the more competitive it will be, I think the more they will be prone to go for candidates that they simply like. And it is not any kind of secret that recruiters often will make it easier for candidates that they like. People from Facebook, TSMC, Google, they often say that they have given easier algorithms for those candidates who they liked. And what makes us liking some person or not? Mostly commonalities. This is how subcultures form, countries, organizations, people with the same beliefs, speaking the same language, having the same humor, they gather around and form some kind of groups. And imagine you have a company that once in a month meet up on some Zoom or whatever, and they play some kind of online board games or Call of Duty or whatever. And you are a kind of person that simply doesn't know about it. Maybe you even like board games and you will be happy to join them. But if you know that and you will just mention somewhere about it, it might be also a turning point, because whenever they have similar candidates, every details matter. If you share similar passions, you have similar lifestyle, it can be also a turning point. The same like with those technologies and being aware of something. But what is the thing? The thing is that you have to know about it, and you have to know before the interview. That's why you have to go and check those social media. You will have a checklist under this video what to check. Because whenever you will know your opponent habits, your opponent vulnerabilities, their needs and so on, you can use it against them and you can hit them. And if you will hit hard enough, you can simply knock them out.